Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Vibrations. Welcome to another episode of Candi Coated Secrets, okay? So give me a heart and a thumbs up when you get here. Share the show for me. You know, sharing is caring. I say it every week. I don't know how many times it takes for y'all to know that. But no, yeah, sharing is caring. It's Wednesday. As you can tell, sinuses are acting up. The weather is changing. Oh, Lord have mercy. How was y'all week? Hi, Damon. How was everybody week? How is everybody doing? What's new? It's Wednesday. 2022 is almost over. Wait a minute, y'all. I'm coming. I'm doing my sherry thing. 2022 is almost over. How about that? Y'all got any plans for the new year? And then I'm going to have to get over to Instagram in a second. Yes. Let's see. Hold on. Let's go. Boom. All right. Got it. All right, cool. Bam. How have you been, Damien? How have you been? How are you? Matter of fact, how are you feeling? Are you feeling better? Like, I want to know. I need to know. Are you feeling better? Hey, Nicole. All right, here we go. Boom, pow. Got it, did it, done. And I'm all yours. So give me the heart and thumbs up when you get in here. Share the show for me. Say hello. I want to know how everybody is doing tonight because I want to talk about some things, you know. Why? You said you might be in a little trouble. Why might you be in some trouble? What you do? Baby, why you might be in some trouble? What you do? You can tell me what you did, Damon. Tell me what you did. Or is what you tell me gonna be incriminating? You know, I don't want you to get on here and incriminate yourself now. But why you might be in trouble, though? I need to know why you might be in trouble. So give me the heart and thumbs up as soon as you get here. Everybody share the show. Hey, Keith, how are you? Share the show for me tonight, you guys. We is on time and all that good stuff. But tonight I wanted to get into some things too. I wanted to get into the power that you receive and all that with acceptance, and you know, just with how everyone wants the truth, but nobody really wants to face the reality of the truth, and how we betray ourselves every day, and different things like that. So yeah, I want to get into that. Your organ rejection. Oh no. Wait, I thought it was doing good. I'm going to pray for you tonight. Let me put you down in my prayer book. Where'd my pen go? Oh no, we're going to rebuke that. Hey, Amos, what you doing? When you come on the show, all that trash you be talking. Oh no, Damon, let me write this down. I'm going to have to put you on my prayer list. You know, I send nothing but positivity and healing energy. We're not going to have that. We're not going to be rejecting no organs around here. You were doing so good. Oh, you ate something spicy. So you ate something spicy, and because you ate something spicy, your organ is rejecting it? Did you know you weren't supposed to eat that food? You tell me. When you coming back in town? You know I'm here Wednesday. Amos, you already know. Every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, you can catch me here. You can catch me on Instagram. Which I forgot to go live, so I'm not about to go live on Instagram. Hi, Instagram. Okay, so you ate something spicy. And that contributed to your organ possibly rejecting. Oh my goodness. Well, next time don't eat it. What the doctor say? Either way, I'm gonna put you on my prayer list. I already put you down here on the prayer list. How about that? Hey. So what else? Y'all tell me what else is going on before I get into everything that I want to get into. I don't never even usually write things down before I do the show or whatever, right? But today I did. Like, don't mind my chicken scratch, but I had like a long word. You know, I had something to say. But, you know, I had to sit and say what was the message today, and I'm going to deliver the message of the day. I didn't know they told me no restrictions on food. So they told you no restrictions on food, and you ate some food, and now you're sick. So can that be considered like malpractice, or is that not gonna be a malpractice because you did it yourself, or like do they have some fault because they didn't? You said they told you no restrictions. I want to know. Amos, pick a Wednesday. How about that? Pick a Wednesday and you come on a Wednesday so we can sit here and get into some stuff. Oh, hold on. Let me see. I'm waiting to see what Damon gonna say. Well, either way, I wish you the best and a speedy recovery because that's not good at all. Hopefully it's something that can be fixed. With some little help, a little bit of help and some prayer, because God has the last say with everything. Okay, so also you guys I'm trying to do this thing. How you do this? Okay. Also, you guys, the anniversary tickets, you can go on to the website www.candicoatedsecrets.com and purchase your 5-year anniversary tickets. I do have more sage that just came in stock. Okay, the abalone shells. Hold on. The abalone shells. I have a few of those left. They're really pretty. Oh, it smells good because I stuck them in my container with my sage. It smells so good. It smells so good. So this is the pure white sage and the chakra sage. Damon, you might need to get you some chakra sage to clear up your blockage. Matter of fact, you're going to have to DM me your, honey, DM me or message me your address and I'm going to send you some sage. I'm going to send you, and you don't even got to buy it because you got everything else I have. So, and I'm going to help you and tell you everything about it. So, you need this, Damien. You need the chakra. So, this is for all the chakras. It helps with blockages, clearing up the blockages within your chakras, which people don't know a lot of the times, more often than none. It leads to different illnesses and sicknesses. So, yeah, Damon, I'm going to send you, just send me your address, boo-boo, and I'm going to send you some chakra sage. Okay? And then, of course, you already know my infamous Renew You Body Butter. You can always go and purchase Renew You Body Butter. Use code Miss Vibrations and receive 20% off of your purchase. All right? So I had to get all geared up today for today's message. So it's like, I only like to really wear things that, for the most part, I try to wear things that have like meaning behind them and stuff like that. Like one of my bracelets say, I am enough. The other one is like the eye of faith. One is the eye of faith. And other one was just like a little gift. I can't remember what my other one is. I have one that's like for power, for like Cersei. Hey, Kenny. But these right here, these bracelets were given to me. They were a gift. They were blessed by the Dalai Lama. So because of what was like placed on my heart for me to talk about tonight, I said, okay, let me come here and get all covered in the flow. Okay. Woo, hey, Coach. Coach, how you doing? How you doing, Coach? How you doing? So, yeah, I had to write some notes. Oh, Coach, look, I've never took notes, Coach. Coach, I wrote down some notes, honey. Coach, when you ever know me to write down some notes for a show? Boom. So, yeah, I wrote down some notes for a show because tonight I wanted to get into the power of acceptance. And that with what comes with acceptance is our release in peace. Okay, so give me a heart and thumbs up so I know you're here with me. Like I said, and share the show. All right, so with acceptance, right? A lot of people don't, when it comes to like having to make hard decisions and hard choices. Oh, hey, Benita, I ain't even see you in here, girl. Oh, you just showed up. Look, I seen it popped up on my thing. How you doing? So what comes with acceptance, right? Acceptance is one of the things that is extremely hard for us to accept, right? So we're going to hear that word a lot tonight. Acceptance is a really, really hard word for us to accept, because when something occurs to us or we get put into a situation where we have to accept, responsibility, accept what has occurred, accept the roles that we play, accept the things that were done to us, right? Accepting is like it feels like a really dirty word at first, especially if it comes up in a situation where you have to either be the bigger person or really like walk away and step away from situations and circumstances, right? But I think that, if we stop looking at the word acceptance and how it makes you feel and look at it from a different perspective of what is on the other side of that. So when it comes with acceptance, it's a lot of power in acceptance. That's like, giving you strength, and accepting allows you to release some of the tension or stress that you may be causing on yourself, or situations that may bother you, right? So here it is. So it says acceptance is difficult to accept because of pride, ego, and facing the truth can be painful, right? Because I had to write this down because I wanted to make sure it just came to me, and I just started. And then in a minute, once the flow get the flowing, I be done close the book like, so that is why a lot of times acceptance can be very difficult, because you have to release your ego, you have to drop your pride. Sometimes your heart may be hurt, you may be disappointed. A lot of those things comes with the word acceptance, right? So in relationships, friendships, situationships, jobs, anything, not getting the promotion, leaving the relationship, not leaving the relationship. A lot of times you have to accept that where you are is what you are always exactly right where you need to be. And what's going on and what's happening to you is supposed to be happening to you in that moment, but it's also happening to you in that moment for you to realize something, for you to learn the lesson, for you to look at yourself, right? So let's see. Let's try this one, right? So they say that when you're in a relationship and the relationship comes to an end, right, you are supposed to accept that it came to an end. Some relationships may end, whether it's divorce or whatever, may end because there's another person involved or something like that. They want to go with somebody else, or they don't want to go with somebody else, or it's just not working out, right? So a lot of times we don't want to accept and face the reality that the situation is what it is. Like, it's coming to an end, or it has ended, or it really no longer serves you any purpose. So when a relationship or a situation, I'm going to use those words, no longer serves you purpose, it's always your pride and your ego and the memories and everything else that makes you want to stay attached to certain persons, places, and things. So I say something in the group, you guys. Something that was in the group. The Love Below had posted it, and it was in regards to like soul ties and different things like that. So soul ties aren't always just sexually. Your soul ties and the bondage can also be trapped in the memories that you may have, or that you may have once shared with a person, right? So with that, right, that leads you to, hey Rico, that leads you to having to now face the truth, right? So in a situation, everybody always say they want the truth, but nobody really wants to deal with the truth. Nobody really likes to handle the truth with the way that it's supposed to be handled. And a lot of the times when it comes with the truth, it's like your brain, right? You get shocked out of what you may have thought something may have been. So when you get shocked out of something that you thought something was going to be something that it's not, and the veil is ripped off, and you've learned that the situation is not what you thought it is, that can be very damaging. That can cause like breakdowns. People can get hurt. You can get hurt. And a lot of times it'll cause you to make you want to go ahead and go to sleep. Because naturally in our bodies, right, we have a shield that protects our subconscious mind. Just naturally, just anything that's going to block you from anything that's going on. It's going to block you from anything that may hurt you. That's just the brain and the way that it's made up. So sometimes if it's something that is very traumatic and painful, you don't even really want to face it, because It's painful for you to face. And some people may lose their mind. Case in point. Did you guys see the 24-year-old girl who ran over her? She ran over her baby's father with the car, and she ended up killing another man in the process of doing that, right? So she ran him over with her car. She ended up killing another man in the process. If you've seen the video, she didn't even, she was in so much like tunnel vision. She had so much tunnel vision that she didn't even see or even render or even know that she had just killed this man and ran over this other man. She got out the car and ended up beating on her baby father, right? So, it's a sad situation, but a lot of times, like, I see a lot of people like, oh, I don't ever want to allow anybody to get me to that point, or I don't ever want to love somebody that much. But my thing is, like, sometimes we have to take a step back at it, because I'm pretty sure that there's a time where it was a situational circumstance where you may have overreacted, or you may have reacted crazy, and it could have been in the same situation. Me personally, I don't think that, yes, I feel like she ran him over because of what had happened in that moment. But it's also like you don't know everything else that led up to that moment. Like, we don't know how many times she took him back, from previous things. We don't know what the relationship looked like prior to here. All we got to see was the end result of the relationship. So this is why a lot of times when we break up with people and you go back and forth with breakups, every time you go back and you get back in line with somebody else after you left the situation, each time the breakup happens, it gets worse and it gets worse and it gets worse. Y'all know what I'm talking about? She said, very true. So you know what I'm talking about, Keats? Like, where when you go back and forth with a breakup, y'all break up, y'all on and off again, but every time y'all get back on, and when y'all get back off, each off is worse than the first 10 offs. Y'all know I know. Each off is worse than the next off, right? Because with every time you break up and you get, she said, unfortunately, yes. Right. So when you break up with a person and you get back with them, hey, Jakira, when you break up with a person and you get back with them, each time the relationship is never the same. Now don't get me wrong. I'm coming from a different aspect of it, because there are some people who feel like breakups have made their relationship stronger. Some people feel like their husband or wife stepping out saved their marriage. A whole bunch of stuff that I'll never understand. But it ain't meant for me to understand as long as I know what I know, right? Amen. So with each relationship, it gets worse. It gets worse. So every time y'all get back together and y'all break up, it seems like it gets harder and harder and harder and harder. Yeah, it gets harder and harder with each time. But that's usually because the issues within the relationship, or what may have caused the breakups, aren't getting resolved. Because we'll get back into a relationship with somebody and then we'll convince ourselves, because we don't want to accept that this person is just the way they are. You won't accept that they may be a liar, they may be bad with money, they may be a narcissist, they may be a cheater, they may be not loyal, no morals, no respect. You don't want to face that, because who wants to sit and really say, you know what, I cannot believe that I've been in this relationship for X amount of years with this person and they don't have any of these things, or they just aren't this person at all. Like, I'm with you, you don't have an ounce of respect, you don't have an ounce of love. Like, nobody really wants to face that, and that's why a lot of people will just stay in relationships that really no longer serve them. I said it before in a couple shows that, you can see two people staying together, and each time you may think it's getting better, but really what it is two people are together and they're dying together. Mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Sometimes if you go through a breakup or you have some time apart away from the person, you ever feel like you like begin to soar, or you feel so energized, or you just feel so, hey, Shawnees, or you feel so, you just feel so good. And then when they come back around you, you're like, ugh, like back in that funk again. Yeah, it's because for a brief moment in time, you'll be able to experience what life would be like if you removed yourself from that situation. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about chaos versus peace. And I always say, we always say we want peace, we want peace. Like what's more important to you? I'm going to get y'all to tell me. Would you prefer peace or chaos? What would you prefer? Tell me, what do you prefer? Do you prefer peace or chaos? Or some people might prefer both. Some people might, okay, you said peace, you prefer peace. All right. So it's like, and your conscious mind, you want peace, right? Okay, so peace. So your conscious mind, you want peace, right? But if you sit and you really think about it, how many times that there has been a situation where you needed to choose peace, but you didn't choose the peace, you chose the chaos? Whether it's, being forgiving, whether it's thinking that things are going to get better, whether it's thinking that this time not going to be like that time. Damien, you said you love peace. I love peace too. I think naturally we all love peace, but we don't always choose peace because chaos is more familiar. Red flags don't feel like red flags when they feel like home. Did you catch that? You know what I'm saying? So familiarity feels better because it's familiar to the soul transcripts that you've had that's been placed in you from what you've seen when you've grown up, from different things like that, different relationships, things that may have occurred, the different disappointments and people that may have let you down, right? So we'll say we want peace, and I'm going to give you some more examples. We'll say that we want peace, and I like to use relationships because that seems to get y'all attention. And not only that, they say love, relationships and love is the best platform to learn the principles of life and the key to life, right? So that's why I like to use relationships, because everything is a form of relationship. Friendships, familyships, all that, kidships, all of that, right? So you running a damn sermon tonight, you better talk that talk. Not church finger, you so irky. So we'll say that we want peace, right? So, okay. So consciously you want peace. Oh, I hate you, man, and girl. So consciously we'll say that we want peace because everybody wants peace. But in the midst of wanting peace, we'll choose the chaos because, the chaos may be in the situation, the drama, the late nights, the tears, the fights, the arguing, the disappointments, the cooked dinners that's not eaten, the missed phone calls, the no responding text messages, the where you at, I don't know, from my phone died to I was asleep to, Mike and them had my phone, all of those things. All of that stuff is where the chaos be. All of that will be in the chaos. And over here is your peace. So if you choose peace, you don't even got to deal with that. You're not even going to be thinking about that. You're not even going to be too concerned because your peace is going to be more important than the situation and circumstances that you may be in. But naturally, we choose chaos. Is it making some sense or is it making some sense? Yes, the what you used to. Exactly. The what you are used to. So naturally we'll sit and we'll choose chaos because it's familiar. Not only that, it goes all the way down. Here I go. Look, every time you show up, you make me do this. So it also sends off signals and chemicals within your body and your brain that releases these pheromones that are making you thrive and want to be in the chaos and addicted to the chaos. That's why you ever notice that when you meet somebody, you get into a new relationship or you meet somebody else and you be like, oh, this seems too good to be true. And in some instances, it can be a little too good to be true now. But we're going to stick over here with the right stuff. Where it could be too good to be true. a lot of the times it's not that it's too good to be true. It's that you are just so used to dysfunction and chaos and drama that anything that doesn't give you that same rush that you've gotten when you're experiencing this chaos, you don't even know what to do with it. So naturally, you don't even know how to handle peace. Oof. Right? And it's nobody's fault. You got to learn this stuff. You got to practice it. You got to figure it out. Because at the end of the day, we are all set here to learn. Everyone comes to teach us a lesson, a reason, season, and lifetime people. And not only that, okay, we all got to leave here one day. We all got to leave here one day. You know what I mean? So until you are gone, we are going to constantly be learning. It's not like you're going to learn this stuff, catch on to it, get it, and boom, never experience it again. The devil is a lie. You're going to constantly experience it because we are constantly changing. Change is inevitable. That is the circle of life. That is something that is constantly going on. Change is constant. When no one else is constant, change is constant. Just like the sun. The sun comes up, the sun goes down, and the moon comes out. Nobody got to tell the moon and the sun what to do. They automatically know what to do. So when you hit into that like fight or flight status, it's the same way. We are on autopilot. When we're triggered, when that familiar pain, when those familiar things and feelings and situations come, it's not that it comes because it's like, oh, I don't know, you could just be assuming. No, it comes because when you get that gut feeling like, this feels a little familiar, your gut's not lying to you, but we like to ignore it all the time because acceptance and facing the truth, okay, and really facing the truth and honing in on accepting it, you might go crazy, okay? You might go crazy if accepting it because in actuality, when you're in a relationship, and this is how you know you fully accepted something, right? Give me some hearts and thumbs up if you're here, right? This is how you know you fully accepted something. If a woman was to show up to your doorstep and say, I'm coming to get Earl, and you gonna give me Earl, and I want you to know I love Earl. You're supposed to because love, right? Let me put this out there first. Love is the one emotion that is in everything and is supposed to be in everything we do, whether we like it or not. Love thy neighbor as thou love thyself, okay? So love is the one emotion that is supposed to show up in everything you do. You're supposed to treat people with love. Even when people are wrong to you, you're supposed to still handle them with love. Even your damn badass kids when they act up. So love is the one thing that's in like every emotion, right? And people don't even pay attention to that part, right? So this is how you know if you can accept something. This is how you really know. So if you're in a relationship, hi Jasmine, if you're in a relationship and it's not working, a friendship or anything, right? And you want to know that you fully accept it, if you fully truly accept the shit that Lord Durante and Lachelle be doing, here's how you know. So if she shows up to your house and say, I'm coming to get him, and I want you to leave him alone. Okay, so she coming to get your man, right? So she coming to get your man. Okay, so she coming to get your man. You are supposed to be able to have a conversation, not with anger, okay, not with feeling any type of way, but you're supposed to be able to have a loving conversation. And what you're supposed to do is pack up his stuff and let her take him. Whew. Do y'all hear that? Do you know how difficult that would be? Okay? Or if your husband comes home and says, or somebody says, I no longer want this relationship. You can say why if you want to ask why, if you want to know. But the ultimate thing is, when someone comes along and no longer wants to deal with you or the relationship ends, you are supposed to be like, I accept that. I accept the part of the experience that I played that led up to this. But guess what? You are free to leave me. Do you know how much power that hard, but let them go? Yes, it's very hard, but you gotta let them go, right? Because I took notes. Shawneesh, you missed it, girl. I took notes today. So let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, Keats. Because you just brought me back here. Girl. No, I ain't going to get to this part yet. I'm good to this part. And you know why? It's because everybody says that there are things that they won't tolerate in a relationship, right? There are things they won't tolerate, things they're just not going for. Until the right person shows up that's checking off all the other boxes, but they might not be hitting this area right here. Like this area right here might be your no-go zone, might be your deal breaker, might just be your I'm not tolerating zone. Okay? But if Mr. or Mrs. so-and-so show up, you're not even going to pay attention to this. You're going to be so consumed with everything else that look good, with everything else that's good, with the memories that's being created and the good times that you had. You'll allow that in your heart and your feelings to override everything else. When over here, you already said, this is your no-go zone. This is your no-go zone. But you're allowed and you will overlook your no-go zone because they showing up. So then you begin to what? To make excuses. Oh, nobody's perfect. My favorite, I always say Rome wasn't built in a day. People can grow together. We can grow through this. All the shit we tell ourselves. Or you will begin, right? Listen, you will begin to question yourself about your no-goes. Ooh. If I'm lying, say I'm lying. You will begin to question yourself. The motherfucker will have you like, well, is it that bad? This could probably be fixed. Am I tripping? Let me phone a friend to see if I'm being too much because I can get in the way of what I want to do. Come on. I know I can't be the only honest one. Oh, yes, send me a picture. I love to see it when I'm on the TV screen. Make sure you send me a TV. I tell you all the time. Oh, this is a commercial. I tell you all the time. It looks so different. The show looks so different on the TV than it does on your actual phone. So, yeah, send me a picture. What she said, girl, that's what I'm saying. She said, I know I've said it and tolerated it and more. Shaking my head at myself. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We do it. We do it. We naturally betray ourselves every single day at the expense of someone else's. Someone else. So we'll betray ourselves and overlook the things that we know we want, all because they show up doing all of these other things. Now, granted, y'all know on the Speakeasy Show on Monday, me and Ryan always go back and forth because Ryan believes you gotta grow with somebody through their pain. You got to believe that. You got to grow. I feel like if I'm already up here and you down here, I'm not allowing you to bring me back down here with you, okay? No. Come to me when you up here, and then we can grow from there. Yes. Am I overthinking shit? Am I too off in my head? Yeah, these are the questions and the things that we ask ourselves. Like, you will begin to question yourself. Come on. You could be in a situation where you see something and you know exactly what it is, and you allow the person that's doing it to tell you that that's not what it is, that you start to question your own damn eyes. Which might be a little too deep for y'all, but which ultimately leads to other sicknesses and stuff like that. So a lot of time, I think I spoke about it briefly with you, Shanice, in the group, that sometimes these different things lead to things, whereas though you might need glasses or your contacts or you can't really see. Painful memories or something that was so painful to you and you don't want to remember it. You end up with dementia or memory loss and all those other things. I ain't even going to get into that tonight because that's a whole nother topic. But it does. It leads to those things because everything is linked to emotion. That's why I said that we are emotional beings. Everything goes with an emotion, and every emotion leads to some form of sickness. It's all metaphysical. If you're into metaphysics, then you know what I'm talking about. So a lot of times, you'll have, she said, migraines, heart attack, stroke. That's what I'm saying. So a lot of the times, with this, right, what this say? Yep, he comes along and we will convince ourselves that, and then you will also convince yourself that you can handle it. So then there's that whole, oh, I can change them aspect, or that whole, they're going to change for me thing that we go through, okay? So ultimately, so this is what I put right here, right? It says, ultimately, we betray ourselves by going against what we truly want because of the sender. Okay? So with that is, the person will show up, they'll be loving, they'll give you love, they'll give you joy, you'll be excited, they'll give you happiness, they'll bring all of these things, and we'll look at the fact that they come along with all of these things that make us feel good, because who doesn't want that person telling them that they look good and all of this other stuff, that when the situation ends, right, you feel like, oh my God, I've just lost something. Really forgetting that the person came along to show you these things, that God allowed them to recognize these things in you. And this is something that I had to learn too. Recognize these things in you, that you are a loving person. You are worthy. You do deserve everything that you want. You do deserve somebody to treat you right. You do deserve respect. You do all of that. And what happens is, we will forget that we deserve those things. And when a situation or relationship comes to an end, you begin to feel like you'll never get it again. So because you'll begin to feel like you'll never get it again, because for one, you don't want to accept the fact that the shit is just not working. Okay? You don't want to accept that the truth of the situation is what it is. There's no way over it, under it, around it. The truth is what it's going to be. Okay? So with those two main things, that goes with you being able to accept what the situation is, when you are in denial of those things, you look at it like, oh my God, I'm not going to receive these things, because if he or she is no longer with me, I'm no longer loved. I'm no longer experiencing joy. I'm no longer attractive, because if I was all these things that he or she said to me, why would they leave, right? Or why wouldn't it work, right? But ultimately, no. We forget to appreciate the fact that God even sent them into our lives in the first place to let us see that we are all of those things, that we'll allow them to walk away with all of our stuff. Okay? To walk away with all of our stuff, forgetting that we were born with all of these things anyway. We were born with love. We were born, we were perfect. We forget it, but they say God made us likely in his image. And in his image, we are already perfect. So it's just that we go through different things and experiences in life that causes us to forget those things. You know what I mean? We forget those things about ourselves, and we go around looking for them in other people, that when these people come along, that's why you ever hear people say, oh, I was so happy with him, or I was so happy with her. And then that way I say, well, damn, well, if this person is where you put all your happiness in, and if this person is your happiness, I always say I would hate to see what it looked like if they left, or if the happiness was gone. You know what I mean? Ooh, I feel like this was a good word. Y'all know when I get in my zone, I be feeling like I'm all over the place. Let me know, am I all over the place, or am I right on time? I be needing to know. So, it's your memories. It's the memories that we share with people that also leaves us trapped in bondage. It's the memories that we give more meaning to. Okay? She said, you good, sis. All right, girl. Thank you, girl. Y'all give me some hearts and thumbs up, y'all. So it's the memories that we hold on to that leaves us trapped in bondage, that makes you feel like you need to go back, that makes you feel like you're not going to be able to do it. Because ultimately, we are not our thoughts. It's your thoughts. your thoughts will hinder you and hold you back a lot of the times. A lot of the times. So, a lot of the times, the pain in the memories, okay? The pain in the memories is where you should also look, because the memories, it's what's going to allow you to keep on going. So here we go. I'm going to tell you something. So I was having a conversation with my life coach. Something had transpired recently. I was having a conversation with my life coach, and she said to me, you know, sometimes you have to leave the door cracked so you know not to walk down that hall again. So every now and again, instead of just fully closing the door, sometimes you need to play peekaboo and have it open so you know what not to go back down to. Me, guilty as charged. Crack, peekaboo. I'm going down the hallway. You know, I keeps it real. I don't know about you, but I know I ain't the only one that ever went back down the hallway, okay? I mean, I'm like, yeah, let me go tiptoe my ass down here a little bit. See what this, see what's going on. Okay, so that's just me. I can only speak for me. And then get down there in the hallway and like, damn, I knew I shouldn't have came back down this hallway with you. Or I already knew that the situation was going to be what it was going to be and it wasn't going to work. So, you know, you gotta always be able to be real with yourself. So I was like, okay, cool. So when she told me that, I was like, yeah. So right in the beginning, a situation came back around, right? And I was like, y'all know I always like to tell y'all a story. A situation came back around and I was like, yeah, so this and this and this, oh my God, this didn't change. This is the same. You know, he still does this. He's still doing this. And here it is. I thought that I was missing out on something, right? This is true shit. I said, I thought I was missing out on something because I have evolved, like, you know, mentally, spiritually, physically, my career, you know, different things. Within that time that we stopped talking, things for me have like elevated, right? So I said, but over there, this motherfucker still do the same damn thing. Like, what in the world? She said, yeah, sometimes you gotta go back down the hallway. I said, yeah, I ain't gonna go back down there. I said, yeah, I'm a peek. I ain't going down there. What the hell y'all think I did? I took my cute ass right down that hallway. Went down that hallway, y'all, and it was like an explosion. It was like an explosion. Do you hear me? And I can't wait to share that part of the story with y'all one day. I said tonight that if Spirit placed it on me to really go into details about something that occurred, I would. But I feel like Spirit just saying, play peekaboo with it. One step at a time. Because it's a situation that's no longer around. But, you know, the tongue speaks life or death. And I don't want to speak something because my mouth is very powerful and the shit I say always comes to surface and I ain't got time for that right now. So I'm just like moving on from that. Okay. So I went ahead and I did that. So that's why I said it's a natural thing, but each time a relationship, you're supposed to learn. You're just supposed to learn from it each and every single time. So then I accepted the fact that the situation was just what it is. Like I have now completely accepted it. You know what I mean? Now when I see it or it may come past me, I don't even move. It doesn't even bother me because it's like it is what it is. So that's what it's a process and steps to fully accepting something. You know what I'm saying? And you'll know if you fully accepted something by how you handle it. So a lot of the times the memories leaves you in bondage. And the memories are what make you feel like you're going to get better. Now, I'm not going to lie. Some people just some shit out here. It's just some no good dudes and some no good women. And some people ain't even changing at all. They're just going to be who they are. And you'll know them and be able to recognize them when you come across that. And that's something that I had to learn as well. Like even with that situation, like this is just something that's not going to change. Like this is just somebody that's not going to change. In fact, the shit was worse than when I dealt with them. Like now they're like into something and doing things and around people that, I didn't even know or wouldn't even have thought. So it's like I got to go back and see like, oh my God, like you have really digressed. Or, some people just want to be in the world. Some people just want to be in the world. And it's like, oh, hell no. So I take a look at myself and look at where I want to be. And I'm like, where I'm going, where I want to be with my life, the things that I want, because when you become attached to people who out here doing shit they ain't got no business and, lying to a bunch of people or fucking around with prostitutes and doing all that other stuff and, just degrading women or being pimps or whatever it is, when you get with them, or committing adultery, when you get with them, you're going to develop all of their karma. I ain't trying to be with you when all fucking hell break loose. I got my own stuff I need to clear up. You know what I'm saying? This is real. So a lot of the times, like I said, because she was saying something about soul ties too, like it's who we choose to attach ourselves to. You know what I'm saying? We will choose to attach to some foolishness. Okay? Instead of doing what we talked about earlier, peace versus chaos. Instead of going with the peace, we would choose the chaos. She said, well, what is more important to you? I said, like everybody else said, oh, the peace. We sit down and you that's why it's always cool. It's a must to have somebody around you, whether it's a mentor, a coach, or something. It is always a must to have somebody around you that can tell you about what it is and that you will wholeheartedly allow to be nothing but truthful and honest with you, and you know that it's coming from a place of love. So this is why I love my life coach so much. So she said, well, peace can't be more important because your peace can't be important. Your peace can't be important because she said, what's more important, your peace or this? I said, my peace. She said, well, it can't be, because if it was, you wouldn't even be struggling and battling with this. I said, damn, this nigga, damn. So that's why for me, when I get upset now, when I get triggered, I just aim higher and pray. Aim higher and pray. And, when you're in the midst of something, when you down, you gotta pray 10 times as hard. I'm telling you, you gotta hold on to the hold on. You can't fully say that you trust God and everything. You can't fully say that, oh, God already knows about the plan for my life and he's already wrote it out. But you are afraid to relinquish and let go of different things that no longer serve you, or things where it's like, okay. So I had to look at that, a lot of times when I come and you battle with a decision like I do with myself, I always pray and ask God to help me see it the way he see it. And sometimes if we step for a second to sit back and see and ask ourselves to see it the way he see it, he trying to tell you, leave the shit alone. Oof. He trying to show you why he ain't letting the relationship work in the first place. But I always said, God answers us in 3 ways. Yes, no, and if you insist. Yes, no, and if you insist. So I've experienced it. I've already had my yes. I've already had my no. And I've already experienced if you insist. So I just was in a long-term relationship for 17 years where I ain't gonna lie, like I said that, like I'm glad that I didn't really have to experience a bunch of chaos from a whole bunch of group of guys. I don't want to say I was blessed, but it was a blessing. Blessed to experience a bunch of foolishness from one person, to where as though it ain't too much that somebody can do to me or that I could experience that hasn't been done, to where as though it's gonna make me be like, oh no, it's like, all right. So I do love the fact that a lot of the things I've already experienced. So certain things I just ain't gonna deal with. Let me go to some of the comments. When you do the work, Shani says, when you do the work, because if not, you will find yourself in the hamster wheel going through the same shit until you die. Exactly. And don't be trying to let go, because sometimes you have to literally walk away because they definitely won't release you. Yeah, because ultimately people are naturally selfish. People are naturally selfish. Not all of them, but most of them, they go to that fight or flight. Like, a person's going to always make sure they protect themselves. A person is going to always make sure that they're doing what they need to do to keep them balanced. Like, you ever notice how when men say, we see it in the group all the time, oh, y'all women accept a lot of things that us men wouldn't. They basically literally tell us every day, if you in Candi Coated Secrets Facebook group, that y'all be silly because we're not accepting that. So they can say they love you, but the minute you do something that's out of what they keep it moving. And then you be like, hold on, but I stayed, and what they going to tell you? I ain't asked you that. What Coach say last week? How big was the gun that he held to your head that made you stay? I'm just saying. She said, honestly, how can you trust God when you're not even trusting yourself? If you were made in God's image, are you not part God? We are. You gotta have that same dedication to yourself too. Yes. Facebook Keith said, I'm no longer attracting myself to foolishness. You go, girl. Oh, girl, those memories, nothing like reminiscing. Yeah, reminiscing this shit will make you be a little sad, right? So this is what you just said. This goes with what you just said, Shanice. Look, y'all, I'm so proud of me. I wrote notes down, because I didn't want to lose this message. Fun fact, I almost started the show at like 7:15, 7:30 when this came to me, because I was like, ooh, I got to get this out right now. Right? So, let's see. Okay, so here we go. With the trust, with what you said, how we don't want to trust God, right? So it says, look, it says, like I ain't the one who wrote it. I crack me up. So here it is, something else that we do. You will make the choice to go back to a situation that isn't good for you. Are y'all keeping up? Give me some hearts and thumbs up. Are y'all keeping up? Y'all keeping up? Keeping up with the keeping up? And share the show. Hey, everything great. All right. So I'm going to say it again. I'm going to start from the beginning. You will make the choice to go back to a situation that isn't good for you and trust that it's going to work out. But you won't give that same amount of strength and courage to the decision you made to walk away. Woo! Was that not a word? Oh my gosh, let me see something. So let me break down what I meant by that. We will give more strength and courage and have more trust and more less self-doubt and going back to a situation or staying in a relationship. Oh, it's going to work. Oh, it's going to change. Or it's going to get fixed. Or I'm going to be able to fix it. You and this church finger. That I'm going to be able to fix it. That it's going to work out. We'll have so much trust that he or she is going to get it right. But guess what? You won't trust yourself, have that same ambition, have that same strength, and have that same courage to keep your black or white, Chinese, Hispanic, all nationalities ass to keep it moving. Tell me that wasn't a good word. That was a good word. Okay, that was a good word. So with that being said, let me go back to my thing. With that being said, ultimately we betray ourselves by going against what we truly want because of the cinder of the love and joy that shows up. And we will think that we will never get it again. Whew. That boy good. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens. That's what we do. And we gotta, like I said, acceptance and truth. There's power in acceptance. There's so much power with knowing what you are willing to accept, what you don't want to accept. It's so much power in the truth. And it's more power and strength in releasing something that is no longer serving you. Like it takes courage to do that. There is so much. A lot of times we just sit and we want to look at the downside of it and feeling like, because nobody wants to deal with the breaking. But instead, do something else. Allow yourself to feel all the emotions. Allow yourself to go through all the emotions. I remember once upon a time, true fact, it took me like a year and a half, 2 years to get over my goddamn 17-year relationship that came to an end. Yes, it did. I had a damn mental breakdown. I had a mental breakdown, a meltdown, and all the emotions. That shit don't happen no more. I might feel away and get upset, but once you know how that feel, you won't allow yourself to ever feel that ever again. I love love, I love love. I say it all the time. Don't give up on love. If you guys out here and you're in relationships and all of that, don't give up on it. I definitely say don't stay in something that's not serving you, but don't give up on it, because sometimes you could just be, giving your love and trying to put all of you into the wrong person. That is your fault, but it's probably 100% not your fault, because a lot of times we don't know no better. But it's not your fault. You know what I mean? You can't make somebody love you, and you can't make somebody see your worth. And this is why it irritates me when I hear them say, oh, a man will change or a woman will change for somebody. Maybe they say that with men, right? Will change for a woman that he wants to change for, or a woman that he wants to be with. That's not fucking true at all. People change when they good goddamn ready want to get changed. But ultimately, if you do have something with somebody that is worth something, then yeah, sometimes you might want to change for it, because it's like, what? Eureka, something goes off in your mind that says, this situation really might be good for me. And then you can ultimately do that. But instead, I feel like that they use that as like a dart to go after, women's self-esteem and confidence, because they want to make you feel like, oh, you weren't good enough. So that's why when people say that statement, oh, he'll change for who he wants to change for, or she'll change for who she wants to change for, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that statement, because I look at it from the other side, that it's a self-esteem confidence killer. It's not motivational. It'll make you think that you weren't good enough. I say it all the time. People go through breakups and we go through situations, but we never hear people speak about the other side of the breakup. Like what happens on that other side of it. How you're really feeling with it, how it really makes you feel like you aren't good. How you've done everything that you could do in a situation where you gave this woman your all, or you gave this man your all, and all they did was just like fucking take your heart, put it in the blender, and throw it in the river, and somebody is mowing over it on their lawn right now, and a dog is picking up your heart, chewing on it. That's a lot. But that's what happens. That's what happens, and that's what's going on. So that's why I'm not really a fan of that statement, because within that statement, it makes me look at it like, damn, you don't know what the impact of that statement could do, especially with the fact that our subconscious mind takes screenshots and is a recorder that is constantly recording everything, every experience, everything. And you're absorbing it. And when you get upset and when you get angry, it's so much acid and stuff that gets released into your bloodstream, Hey, yo. You also cannot make no one see the value in themselves. Your vision is your vision. We be trying to force things that are beyond our control. Yes, we can see something in somebody else, and we can see the good in somebody else, but you can't, if they can't see it within themselves, you can't beat it in them. Like, we'll try to make him or her see that they are a good person, or that they are worthy. Hey, Buju, or that they are worthy, when ultimately it's like, no, you cannot make nobody see that. You cannot make somebody see that. But what you can do is you can make a choice. You always have a choice. A lot of times we just don't want to do and handle the choice, because the truth, what I said before, the truth can be a hard thing to swallow and face, especially when your heart is involved, right? Because, let me see where, look, I should write me a book. I'm going to write me a little book on this. Let me see. I said this. Oh, I also said this too, I think, let me double back if I didn't, that the memories can be hindering you. So a lot of times we can hinder ourselves. Thank you. A lot of times we hinder ourselves from situations. You can hinder yourself from growth. You can hinder yourself from blessings. A lot of times you're not getting your blessings, or things aren't going the way you want them to go, because of the people that you're holding on to. The people that you're choosing to stay around, the thoughts, we are the most self-doubting people. There is no doubt in truth. The truth has no doubt, and that's a fact. When people say, I like to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I always say, there is no benefit in doubt. None at all, but we always say that. I say it too. So the truth, either it is or it isn't. The truth cannot, just be right back. I took a note from a book earlier I want to share. Sure. So that's what it is. That's why a lot of times people don't want to really face the truth and unveil the truth, because then you have to muster up the courage and the strength to do and make a choice. You got to trust that you're making the right choice. How can you trust that you're making the right choice if your heart is hurting? Ooh. That is something, isn't it? Now that be a battle. How can you trust that you made the right choice if your heart is hurting? Well, you could trust that you made the right choice if your heart is hurting by looking at everything that happened in the situation. Sometimes you have to step back out of your situations and look at it. I had to do that too. My life coach, she said, I want you to step back out of this situation and, look at it and really just look at it. With no emotions. Sometimes we gotta do this. So look at anything that you're dealing with, whatever it may be. Remove yourself from it. Step back and really look at it. How everything is going, how everything is playing out, and just watch it and see what you come up with. You know what I'm saying? It is hard. It is so hard. I listened to a chapter about truth earlier. I definitely got another book for you too that's currently blowing my mind. Okay. And Instagram is going to end you in a minute. And I'm going to restart it. Matter of fact, let me restart it because it's about to end you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. We don't want to do that, because the truth can be hard to swallow, man. But ultimately you have to trust yourself, because if you can trust yourself to go back and enter into a situation that is not going to serve you, to trust yourself to go back and try to make things work, why don't you trust yourself to keep it moving? Why don't you trust yourself to say, this situation really is not serving me in no shape or form. Sometimes the situations are doing more harm to us than they are good, because we are self-sabotagers, we are self-doubters. We are the most self-doubting, sabotaging people on the planet. You sabotage yourself more than anybody else. Think I'm lying? Just pay attention to your thoughts. If you think I'm lying, sit back and look at and think about. Matter of fact, how about this? Get a book and a notepad and write down every thought that comes to you, no matter what it is. Every thought you have. I'm telling you what I know. And write down every thought that you may have throughout the day. Or even if you're not able to write it down, put it in a little sticky note on your phone, on your notepad. Or just, if you don't want to write it down, look at it. And see how many negative thoughts you have a day. Whether it's pertaining to you, yourself, or someone else. Had to come to Facebook, damn IG turned the video off. I turned it back on. I told you I was going to log back on there. So we do that ourselves. You may get an idea and say that you want to go forth with an idea, but because we are self-doubting creatures, you'll talk yourself out of the idea. You'll talk yourself out of something that is good for you. You'll talk yourself out of the business idea. You'll talk yourself out of the relationship, or getting away from it, or moving forward with anything in life. We self-sabotage all of our stuff all the time. That's why they say the mind is the devil's playground. And you got to be careful with your thoughts and what you do and how you do it. You kind of almost become militant with your thoughts. You know what I mean? You gotta become militant with your thoughts and know exactly what thoughts are you. You have to be able to separate what they say in the book. You have to be able to separate the parasites from the ally. So you have to be able to recognize the good thoughts and those thoughts that are okay. This is what's going on. This could be right versus the parasite. We all know what a parasite is. Parasite ain't nothing good about ain't nothing good about a parasite now. Ain't nothing good about a parasite. You got to be able to distinguish them, and get rid of that self-doubt. So for every negative thought, for every negative statement that you may say a day or anything that you may do, turn around and write a positive one. To start changing, to do things, you have to start changing your thoughts and how you see things and what you think about and how you speak. I say it all the time. The tongue speaks life or death. You have to be very, very careful with what you say. That's why I tell y'all, I'm mindful of what I say because my stuff comes into fruition, baby. Okay? That's why even on here, when I come on here and I talk about certain things, I don't like to talk about certain things because I say it all the time. Don't ever talk about something that you don't know because the devil will make you prove it. Woo! Make you prove it, baby. Oh, you saying this is how we going to do this? This is what you say, how you do this? All right, boom. Next thing you know, all hell is breaking loose. And you got to be able to use all the tools and all the knowledge that you know to get you up out of it. I say that all the time. Acceptance, there's strength and vulnerability. There's strength and acceptance, okay? And whenever you're down, I was telling somebody this at work, it is so hard. It is very difficult. But it's so much strength in being able to pull yourself out of a dark place. You know how difficult it is to keep yourself going, stay motivated, look through the forest, see the trees. You know what they say, you can't see the forest through the trees. You got to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. When you are in that place, when every emotion, when every disappointment is coming, when it just seems like all hell is breaking loose in your life, do you know how much strength and courage it takes to muster up to be able to say, whoo, this too shall pass. So sometimes in the middle of a bunch of chaos, you have to stand firm. Ooh, you got to stand still. Let me tell y'all, I come and I tell you all the time. See, now y'all about to make me tell y'all my business. So also with the situation that occurred, like I had to stay still, but you got to give yourself instructions. You have to give yourself instructions and you have to pray with intentions and you have to make everything intentional. You have to wake up with intentions. Hey, Zico, happy birthday or belated birthday, girl. How you doing? I hope you had a good time. You have to be intentional with everything, right? And I said, okay, here we go, baby. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Because a lot of times you may think that you're over something until it happens and then you realize you're not over it. Or you might be like, I was over this dude or I was over this chick and you realize you wasn't over it, all these things. And you may learn that you just let things fester. So when you don't get out everything and when you don't go through all those emotions, but again, you only go through something for however long you choose to stay in it. So if you upset, if you get fired, if you going through a breakup, if your kids pissing you off, if you come in the house and all break me, you only go through something for however long you decide to allow yourself to go through it. Because nobody else is making you sit there and deal with it. Nobody is taking you through that. But like I said, when we talked about truth and acceptance, there's so much power in that. There's so much power in that. Oh, that's good. I hope you enjoyed your birthday. Yes, when you get down, don't stay there. So So I started giving myself instructions because I told you about the 17-year relationship that took a year and a half for me to get over it, to like fully accept that. And baby, once I fully accepted that, forgave myself for that, and freed me from that, poof, that man don't even move me no more. Matter of fact, I don't even think he got my phone number, and we got a kid. What you say? With the what they say, you keep a knocking, but you won't get in. He can't even call my phone. I'm not mad at this person. I'm not mad at this man. It ain't no beef, but her dad can't even call my phone because my peace is more important than anything. Okay, so when I experienced something else, I had to get up and I said, you know what? I'm going to give you a week. Candace, you have a week to deal and be in this place, to feel sad, to be upset, to think of how you could have handled it differently, all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, to experience anger, because I had never experienced anger with the situation. I gave myself permission to feel all that shit. So sometimes you got to give yourself permission to feel it. It might take you 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but whatever it is, you got to set a date and let that shit go. And I said, okay. She said, yes, I've been there. Yeah, girl, okay. I know I couldn't be the only one. And I said, you got a week to feel all this shit you won't feel. I gave myself a week. That following Sunday came. I said, nope. I got shit to do this week. You got things you want to do. And also, like I said all the time, we're vibrational beings. And I have so many things and goals that I've set for myself that I cannot allow my emotions to be all over the place, because then it's going to show up in my life and I can't have that. Not only that, you are not worth that for me, because I got to see what my life looked like and how much it blossomed without you being in it. So I'd be damned if I'm going to allow all these emotions that come with the chaos and the drama that you bring to set me back. You know, it takes a lot. It takes some courage to get there and really put your foot down with your goddamn self, you know, and make peace with it. So, you know, that's why peace and forgiveness is so important. And I forgave myself, I forgave the situation, and I made peace with it. Like, it is what it is. I wish everybody nothing but the best. I got shit to do. So that's why I say, y'all, get a book and write this stuff down. Write this stuff down and execute it. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Write it down, come up with a plan, and execute it. You have to do it. You got to do it for yourself, because nobody else is going to love you more than you love you. And you might feel like somebody else is going to love you like that, but nobody's going to really love you and protect you and hold you accountable and be there for you like you are going to do for yourself. You said you can't hear anything? Well, maybe it might be yours. Can y'all hear me? What she said? She said, you go through all the stages of grieving, and once you come out of it, you come out better. Yes. Yes. They said, I hear you. So it's probably your phone. Yes, you do. You do it. You come out of it and you grow and you come out of it even better than what you were before. You know what I mean? And it's like, you go through all, you know, even when I like no longer have friends, like when I have lost some friendships with people, I went through all those stages. You know, anything that hurts your feelings is a fucking, you know, emotion attached to it, and a cycle. Journaling, spending time with God, and working on yourself is the best. Absolutely. I want to add reading it at the end of the week too, so you can actually see what you truly feel. Yeah. You got to be able to do that. You got to do that. That's why, you know, I used to have all these thoughts in my mind and I would never write them down. And I swear, I started writing them down in April. I started writing them down in April, and I've been writing ever since. Okay. And when I tell y'all this stuff then came to some fruition and all this other stuff, you know, I always say You got to create the watch it list. Do y'all have a watch it list? King Ghost, do you got a watch it list? You never lost anyone who wasn't supposed to be in your life. Always remember that. Exactly, girl. Yes. Yes. You don't lose anybody. If they were supposed to be there, they wouldn't have gone nowhere. Do y'all have a watch it list? I recommend y'all write a watch it list. So I call it the set it and forget it list, the watch it list. Write down 5 to 10 things you want and forget about it. What's that? A watch it list. Yeah, so a watch it list is where you write down the things that you want for yourself or whatever it may be. It can be anything on this list. And you set it and forget it. You write it down. Now you don't try to overload it now because then it's going to be too much for you to be trying to focus on. And you read it and you set it and forget it. And you wait for the universe to send it your way. So let's see. So yeah, so in this thing, and we ain't gonna call you a thing. I'm sorry, Cheetah Book. In this book, everything that's ever happened, for the most part, I wrote it down before it happened. And it happened. I wrote it down. I ended up being on the radio. I ended up traveling. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Like my fat ass, I be putting food on my list. Fun fact, real shit. When I go out, like if I have a time and I'm like, I don't feel like spending my money today. I'm not spending my money today. Like if I go out, that's on my list. I be like, well, I don't really put that in my list because I can do that. I'm like, I put it out there. I am going to attract. I am going to go out and I'm not going to spend a dime today because sis ain't got it. I ain't trying to pretend I got it. And I don't want to do it. And every time it happens, every time I say that when I go out, I don't ever end up spending my money. So you got to like set it and leave it alone and really, but you got to know that it's going to happen. Like you got to already know it's going to happen. You have to know that it's going to happen. Did you guys enjoy the show tonight? I enjoyed it. Guess what? You ain't got to enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I had so much fun. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like you learned something? Do you feel like you have a better understanding? And you do this daily? Yes, I do it every day. I do it every day to where as though it's so many different, I got 20 million different lists, girl. And I just let them all come. I did one, what's the day? I did one on the 12th. I did one on the 12th. What's on this one? Let's see. I just did this one on the 12th. All right, ain't nothing on this one yet. Ain't nothing from that one happened just yet. What else? Oop. I did one on August 25th. A couple of them came. So yeah, you do it. I do it every day. And then when it's Sunday, I'm going to have to try that. Yeah, I'm telling you. And then let me know how it works. And then I'm going to eat. And then also sometimes you can forget, like when you're feeling low or something like that. I also have to make a list of the things that I'm grateful for and for the things that you did that did happen to you that you did love. But you know what keeps me going? When maybe I would recommend this for anybody that that's watching it now or may watch it after. What really gets me through a lot of tough times and hurtful moments or just things that I want, whether it may be finances, stability, a new house, a new car, anything. I always say, I will not be in this same space this time next year. And that's something that my life coach said to me. And I say it and it like stuck with me. And that gets me through every single thing. That gets me through everything. You know, it also gives you like power, and it uplifts you a little bit in the midst of your moments, because it gives you something to look forward to. Because a lot of times when we go through things, you know, our feelings attached to certain situations can make you feel like it's going to be forever, or make you feel like you're living in a nightmare and it ain't going to never end. But that's not true. That's what I do. I say, I will not be in this same place next year, or I will not experience what I experienced next year. Or I always say, it's going to be so much better next year because blah, blah, blah. Yes, I definitely do the gratitude list. That shit has worked for me several times. It does. You know, it does. Because I say it all the time, everything is a feeling. We have to be able to feel it before we see it and receive everything. So you have to be able to feel it. You know, once you start feeling grateful, once you start feeling, you know, good, once you start feeling worthy, once you start feeling loved, and you start loving yourself more, and you start being disciplined with yourself more, everything you want, all that stuff is going to show up. It's going to show up every time. And then on top of that, when you grow and you get better and you start working on you and making the crooked places and fixing the crooked places with inside of you, you'll stop attracting shit. But if you ever want to know how a situational relationship with somebody is going to go, or what they're going to come with, all you got to do is take a look at yourself. And if you still got some shiggity with you, then you know goodness well they got some. Okay? You ever say, oh, how do I know if he's lying? Or how do I know if she's lying? Or whatever the case may be. This day going, Draco, you better, commercial. Draco, you better stop hitting that door. Messing up the show. If you want to know, or if they say, oh, well, I don't think she can lie to me, or I don't think he can lie to me, ask yourself, is it something that you ain't told them? And if you can say yes, then goddamn it, they can lie to you too. I'm telling you, you are what I say all the time. You are what you attract. Hey, CJ, we are what we attract. And it's okay if you know, because somebody might be like, well, no, I attracted somebody that did all these things to me and I could never. Okay. You might not do it the way they did it, but somewhere you've done it. Let me see what I put on here. Oh, that was in August. So, yeah, you know what I mean? Just do better. Take it one day at a time. Life is all of what you make it. You know, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You know, we grow every day, we learn every day, and you don't have to be perfect. You aren't held accountable when you don't know. When you do know, you are held accountable. So I hope that we learned something tonight. I hope that it made sense. You know, if you have questions, you can always let me know now. And hit me up with the questions. But that's what was placed on me to talk about tonight. The power of acceptance and the truth. And I feel really good about that. And I didn't even do what I thought I was going to do, because let me tell y'all, before I get out of here, right? I'm back on my little health kick. So what they say, you put down one vice to pick up another one. So I'm not going to be able to be drinking and all that, but every now and again on the show I can. Let me tell her, the dog is scratching the door. Did y'all hear that? So, what I'm doing, I'm back on my little health kick, trying to, I'm not going to say trying, because trying words. I'm doing. I'm on my weight loss journey, so I can't be drinking. It is certain things that I can drink, but I said, you know what? I didn't want to start that. So now look at this, y'all. I done picked up a hookah pen. So I said every time I wanted to take a sip, I was going to use my hookah pen. But, well, I got y'all. Have y'all seen these? Have y'all seen the black smoke hookah pens? Like, have y'all seen this online? Okay. So the black smoke hookah pens, have y'all seen them? They've been like all over Instagram. They're really cute. It has no nicotine in it and no tobacco. It's all, they make it out of fruit. Oh my God, it tastes so good. And it light up. Can y'all see it change colors? Or do I got to make it a little dark in here? Let me see how dark I can make it. Lord, I'm always having show and tell. Hold on, y'all. I'm always doing showtime at the Apollo. All right, so this is my new little thing. Well, damn, the light is on. Let's see. You see that? All right, it turns all kinds of colors. It really tastes good. So that's my new thing I done picked up for the moment. And I'm excited, y'all. You know, we gotta hold me accountable because I might fall short sometimes. But you know, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take it one day at a time. And I'm already down 6 pounds. Shout outs to me. So that's what I said I was going to do. I walk 2 miles in the morning too. You do? I walk at work. You said do red wine. I cut out hard liquor while I'm on my journey and I just drink red wine. I'm down 10 pounds. I started in August though. I've been bullshitting. But guess what? At least you down 10 pounds, girl. Why? I'm not really a whiner. Y'all know how I feel about wine. I'm not really a whiner. So I don't know, but you know, they say you can drink Tito's and stuff. But y'all know I love my Hennessy and apple juice. But here lately I have just been, you know, drinking water, and I'm very proud. So, you know, I even wrote that down in my journal. You know, take it one day at a time. Because y'all know me, I'll go into overload with my thoughts thinking I got to lose all this tomorrow. You know, I'm trying to build up, you know, the exercise. But, you know, I ain't there yet. I just been watching what I eat. And I don't eat after 8 o'clock. So I put myself on that. So for right now, I'm not eating after 8. So after 2 weeks, I'm going to move it down to 7. Because at first when I did it and I lost 25 pounds, I didn't eat after 7. But now since I'm fresh, I don't even want to say fresh out of rehab, or just to feel like I'm starting all over again. I don't eat after 8 o'clock. So in 2 weeks. So, oh wow, this week is almost over. Yay me. So after this week, I'll have one more week of not eating after 8 o'clock. And then after that, I won't be able to eat after 7. Look at me. Black girl with a plan. What you say? You said, I'm not either. I got to lose weight, though. Found out I was pre-diabetic, so diabetes is a hell no for me. Oh, yes, girl. I'm going to put you on the prayer list, too. Look at that. We are not claiming that over here. Hold on. Shawnee's. Watkins. Girl, you need to get you some chakra sage, girl. Clear up those blockages. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Give me some love, some hearts and thumbs up. But yeah, so I'll be able to tell you guys like the full story soon. But I just wanted to let you know, share that part of what's going on, so that, you know, hopefully I hope it helps somebody and it brought some things into perspective for you guys. I'm interested in looking at the show from the beginning. Shawnee's, I know you'll go watch the show from the beginning. You always go back and rewatch where you came in at. But yeah, you know, you guys just remember, be the energy you want to attract. You know, love you more than anybody else. Speak life into you. You know, be more loving to yourself. Treat yourself better. Lord, we don't even treat ourselves better. Look, regardless if I'm trying to lose weight to drink, I shouldn't be puffing on no hookah. No. You know, you ain't supposed to do that. We can't even control our eating habits and drinking. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? We don't even treat ourselves right. Then we want somebody else to come along and treat us right. Meanwhile, you know, you see some macaroni and cheese, you want to eat it. Sorry. I was ranting with myself. because that'd be me. But, you know, ultimately just take everything one day at a time. You know, don't overload yourself with thinking that you have to have it now. Be patient. And you know, when you are going through the process of accepting and unreeling and unrevealing the truth, you know what I mean? Handle yourself with care and patience. You have to be patient with yourself and handle yourself with care. It is okay to not be okay. And it is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to slip. It's definitely okay. It's okay to slip. You know what I mean? Nobody is perfect. So that is it. That is all. Enjoy your night.